Hello friends, this is Bhavatosh here. Welcome to my channel, Perfect Analyst. Today's topic is about how to create a calendar dimension table. This is one of the important table in your Power BI project. Whenever you are doing any project in Power BI, there will be a separate dimension table where you can provide your date information. Of course, there will be a column where you have a date, whether it's a if you are working for sales data, there will be invoice date, there will be a shipping date, right? But apart from that, it is also very necessary to create a calendar dimension table for various benefits. So, what is calendar dimension table? It is a very specialized table that consists of dates. For example, year, there will be a month, day, and week, right? Apart from that, you can also create some other attributes like holidays, working days, or any other date that is required by the clients. So, calendar function generates a table and it will give you a range or it will give you a boundary of dates between a minimum and a maximum date. Minimum in the sense the start date, maximum in the sense the end date. So within that boundary, you are creating a calendar and it will be based on the data available in the data source. Let's say if you have a date column start with April 2022 to till date. So it will create that boundary from start date to end date and automatically it will create a table that can be done by using the calendar function. So what are the other benefits? It perform various time intelligence calculation index. So the ability to filter data by date interval, or you can also filter data by week, month, quarter, or year. Okay, so let us try to understand how we can create a calendar dimension table in Power BI desktop. So I hope you are able to see my screen here, and this is a data set of sales data. And if you can see, there are many columns, and one of the columns is invoice date. So this invoice date is your base data, and with reference to this date only, we'll be using the calendar dimension function. So there are many methods, there are many way of creating calendar dimension table. So I will, with an example, I will show you. So first step is we need to create a dimension table. So I have to go table tools here, click on new table. So first method is very simple. You need to use the calendar auto function. Okay. So I am using this calendar. Dim is my table name and calendar auto. There are two functions. One is calendar, another is calendar auto. So first I will explain you calendar auto. Then I will explain you how to use calendar function. So it is asking the official year and month. Okay, so where your month will start. Suppose your month will start from April, then you need to give three as option: January, February, March. So it is ending on March. And if you click here and enter, so it is showing starting from April. If you give 4, it will start from May. It's starting from May. So here you have to give the end of the year, and from that day, your calendar will start from that month, from May. Okay, so this is about calendar auto functions. Now you can ask why it is taking 2021, why not it's taken 2022, right? The reason is somewhere in our data set, if you go to invoice date, our start invoice date start is starting from 14th February 2022. So the logic is here is, I'll explain you the logic here. Maybe open one Excel sheet here. Okay, so our start month is 14th February 2022. Okay, so this will come on which year to year, like 2000. Our fiscal year start from April, right? So 01 04 2021, this is your start. Okay, and your end will be 31st 03 2022. Okay, if you notice here, this will come under this financial or fiscal year, right? 14th February 2022, just before this month. That's why always when you are using calendar auto, it will start from the start of the fiscal year 01 04 2021. Within this range only, the 14th February 2020 is coming. So that's why it is started from here. If you go to calendar dim, started from 01 05 2021. Okay, because I have used the calendar here March, right? So this will be the right 01 04 2021. So this is your start date. Okay, suppose in your data set, instead of 14th February, 14th February 2023 is there, suppose. In that case, it will fall under 01 04 2022 to 31st 03 2022. So it will fall under this year, right? So it will start from 14th February 01 04 2022. I hope the logic, you understand the logic here. Okay, now let me change here. Instead of March, okay, instead of 3, let me put this 1. What will happen? See here, it starts from 01 02 2022. Okay, why? Because in your data set, your start date is 14th February, right? So this 14th February will come under which fiscal year? Because your start is from February, right? So it will take from February, right? Here it is taking from February because your start date is from February, and that year is 2022. Okay, so You just have to understand the logic here. What is the use of this calendar auto? So once you understand, maybe it will be easy for you to use this calendar auto or calendar function in any of your project. So this is about calendar auto function, right? This is one of the method for using calendar auto. There is another method I'm going to explain now. So instead of one, what I will do is I want the start date from end date is today. I want the end date is today. So what will happen is it will before 365 days before it will start. That is my first starting date. So in that case I will use today function here. Today. So in today function now I will use minus 365 and another today I will use plus 365 and I have to use the comma here. Okay. So this function what it will do is it will the start date will be exactly before 1 year from today. So today is 26th. It will take the first starting date is 26 December 2022 and till 26/12/2023. Okay, so let me enter here. Okay, too many, any problem, calendar auto. Something is wrong here. Okay, instead of calendar, actually it's not auto, it's a calendar only. Yeah, now it will work. Yes. So this function, what it does is like it start from 26/12/2022 exactly before 1 year. Today is 26/12/2023. Okay. And what is the end? End will be today's date. If we go here, no, sorry, it's not today's date. It's 2024 because I have used plus 365, right? So it will take 2 year window from 2022 to 24. So this is another use of calendar function. I hope you are clear on this. Now you can even change this 365. Okay, this date is based on your need. You can create. Let's say I'm not using 3 plus 365. Instead of I'm only using today. Now it will take from today's date, from 2022/26 to today's date. It will take from today's date. Okay. If you want, instead of 365 you can use 4 years, 5 years, as per your wish you can change this date, and based on that change, right, it will reflect here. So this is the another method of using calendar function. I have already explained two methods. Now the another method of using calendar function is using the first date and last date function. So let's say here calendar dimension table, I'm using another function called first date. So which is my first date? First date of my data set. So in the invoice, if you go invoice date, I'll be using 14th February 2022 as a first date, and my last date will be 23 December 2023. Okay, so my first date is my invoice date of first date of invoice date, comma, my end date will be last date of. Here don't confuse with end date. Okay, instead of end date you have to use the function last date. Most of the time you will be confused here. Last date of same sales data invoice date. If I enter here, remember the date that is shown in invoice date, the first date and end date, right, or last date, that date will come here as a first date and last date. 14 February 2022 is the first date, and 23 December 2023 is the last date. Okay, so this is another way of using calendar dimension using first date and last date as a function. So now I'm going to explain you another method of doing this calendar dimension functions, and this method will be very useful for you, and I will recommend use the last method as one of the best method which I normally use that method. So in that you can create various columns apart from this date column. You can customize other columns also like month, date, year and all. So that I will going to explain you. So first step is you need to create three variables in this. Variable 1 is for minimum date, variable 2 is for the maximum date, and another variable you can keep this data table in that variable. Okay, so let us do that. So I'll delete this information and I will use calendar dim function equal to. So first point is I'll use variable minimum date. Okay, so minimum date equal to function. I will use the function minimum of column name or scalar 1 comma scalar 2. So in this I will use the date that the column invoice date column. Okay, so this is the first variable. Second variable I will use maximum for maximum data, right? So max date equal to max of function max of the same invoice date. Okay, so two variable I have created. Next variable I will create for the date, the date table. Equal to, here I am going to use the calendar function now. Calendar, okay, and in this calendar I will give the start date and end date. Now I have used two variable, one is minimum date, another is maximum dates, right? So I will use the same variable here. minimum and maximum date. Okay, now I will use this return. Okay, so this is done. Next step is to add columns. I will use the function add columns. Okay, so in add columns, date table, right? I use this date tab, correct? So I will create. Let us create four columns. One is for month, another is for quarter, next is for year, and finally there is another for day, comma. So one I am creating for a month, equal month, function of month, and date. Okay, sorry, yeah, date. So this will create one month column. So what it will do is from the date column, it will only pick the month information in this column. Next quarter, here I have not used the comma, that's why it's showing error. Correct quarter, and here I forgot the this. Now this is over, comma. Next is I will use the month, quarter. We have year also, right? Year. I'll use the same date, right? One more is day, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. That is separate column. Okay. Yeah. Let me check one more time. So this is correct. Minimum date. And we have invoice date. This is invoice date. Okay. Then variable. There is a date table. Okay. Here there won't be equal to date table equal to calendar. Your minimum date, this date, and this variable. So it will give this calendar within this range. Then we have return, add columns. Then we have a date table, right? We have month date, okay, quarter date, year date, day date, right? Enter. Yeah, now you can able to see that there are four columns created. One is for month, another is for quarter, another is for year and day. So this will be very helpful for, or it will be very handy when you are calculating DEX function, whether it's a quarter to quarter data or month to month, year to year, for any specific particular day range. So that will be easy for you to calculate. So this is another method of creating calendar dimension function. Sorry, calendar dimension table. So I have explained you various method of creating calendar dimension table. So you can use this method and you can apply this in your Power BI project. If you have any queries with respect to calendar dimension table, you can write in comments and I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much. Bye.